Welcome back, everyone. Toyshiz here, and I am back yet again with yet another DC Multiverse news video. We have a couple of new, quote-unquote, reveals to talk about today. Now, we have seen these figures unveiled by McFarlane Toys, but now we finally have the press photos, and that's where we can really talk about things. We know what the figure comes with, how it's painted, the different angles, what type of scale maybe we're dealing with here. So it just overall helps us decide a little bit better on whether or not we want to go ahead and pre-order these figures, because there's a lot coming out and you really got to pick and choose accordingly. But speaking of links to pre-order, I will have my affiliate links down in the description below, as always, when applicable. Sometimes, depending on when you see this video, the links might not be up just yet, but rest assured, between here on my YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all that jazz, yeah, you can find the links. So we will kick it off with Batman. I know some of you are probably shocked on that. Now, this red and black Batman, the particular look that they're going for, hails from a Batman skin from Batman Arkham Knight. And this was, of course, the video game look that they designed to incorporate into the actual game itself. This one, being Earth 2 Batman, I had a totally different idea in my head. It's a different look for Batman from at least Earth 2. Earth 2 Batman was, at least for a headcanon, right? Back then, he was the Batman that married Selena Kyle. They had a daughter. He ends up dying. This one seems to be not only just the Arkham skin, right? But this could also be the Thomas Wayne Earth 2 Batman. In many ways, it's almost there, you know, I mean, maybe certain details here and there, but yeah, you can go either way, to be honest with you. At this point with DC Comics, my brain hurts. However, hey, it looks pretty good. If this will be your type of thing, to be honest with you, it's not really my thing. It looks okay, but it really does nothing for me, to be honest with you, especially being that it's just a skin. It's not the actual comic book, or it's kind of just all over the place. Again, the card art is not going to necessarily match, again, being based off the video game. Then you got comic book art. I understand what people mean, especially looking at Mr. Freeze, right? You want to be able to look at the card, you want to look at the artwork and go, yeah. So hopefully McFarlane Toys does change that. For me, it is not a huge deal. Obviously, I know what figure I'm getting by looking at it in the box. But in terms of consistency, I totally feel you. So they really should work on that, or just put a picture of the figure on the card. That works for me too. In fact, that works even better. Sometimes it's less confusing, right? So again, here he is all packaged up. He comes with a Batarang. It's the one from Arkham Knight City, all that jazz. It's okay. Again, this one, not really for me. It's a nice black and red Batman, but not one that is immediately on my radar. But continuing on with the whole Arkham City motif, Arkham Knight, whatever you want to say, this is the Riddler, and I got to give it to him. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of the Arkham designs for certain characters. Some of them work for me, some of them don't. This one in particular can totally pass for a good Riddler, especially in the comic book kind of avenue. It's not exactly against spot on, but it's close enough to put this with your Batmans. And if they're not doing a recent comic book Riddler, then yeah, this one will totally work for me. And I like the greens he's got going on. I like the purples, and he comes with the cane. That's the most important part when you have a Riddler figure. But the overall details, I like that he has the little glasses, got one eye. You know, they're just a little crooked. And then on the backside, he has a big yellow question mark. And you could say that it's all sculpted in all over the jacket, little question marks here and there. So that's pretty cool. I actually really like the way that this one came out. So when this one hits, then yes, I will be grabbing this one because I need a good Riddler figure. Riddler is of my favorites Batman villains. Again, I think of Riddler in a very specific way. The jacket is a must, the bowler cap, everything else. And here he is all packaged up. Like I said, it's just the Riddler with the Riddler cane. Not much in the packaging. That's another thing. Maybe puzzle boxes and all. You know, that would have been kind of cool to have, especially like on the backside right here, running around. I remember totally collecting I think, what, all 100 of these, 150 of these things before you can actually battle the Riddler. That was fun, right? Traveling around. God, that was a great game. I got to go back and play those games again. But like I said, if you'd like this Riddler, affiliate links are down below. Now, moving from single figures to now mega super colossal figures. And you're probably all going to go like, what the heck is this? Well, I kindly did the same thing. Straight from Dark Knight's Metal, everyone's favorite retread, right? Everybody loves going back to that. I don't mind going back to it as long as it's like, yeah, that works. This, look, I'll give it to them all day. I mean, that's totally thinking outside the box. It's something different, something unique. It's going to be $40. It's a giant robot. And this is, I even have to look it up again. This is Fulcrum Abominus. And basically, it comes from the comic book Dark Knight's Metal. And long story short, because even I'm a little hazy on the whole details of it, it's like Power Rangers for the Justice League. Just think of that. All these robots combined, they all mimic the powers of Flash and Cyborg and all the various Justice Leaguers. Of course, Batman's the head, of course. And it just kind of combines. And one thing I will point out, though, this is the scale of a mega figure, but this should be like 15 stories tall. You know what I mean? So the scale is immediately out of whack. Is it a cool looking figure? Yes and no. It's kind of a mess, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? It's solid, huge chunks of yellow and red and everything else. It doesn't really do it for me. Is the sculpt there? Yes. Is someone can repaint this and really deco the heck out of it? Oh, totally. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you out there will do that and make it look amazing. But for what it is and what it represents, it's honestly not for me. It's just, that'll be a pass. But here's everything that it comes with. Not much. I mean, it's a giant figure, right, first and foremost, but then it has all these spikes that you can attach that make up the backside of this robot. So you can see it all packaged up. This one is, it's just going to be largely a pass for me. I mean, again, more credit to him for thinking outside the box, doing cool stuff. But in terms of what I think about and what I would love for my collection for DC Comics, this one really isn't it. But I will tell you, though, that number one for a pick for today for me is definitely this Calabac. This mega figure Calabac looks amazing. When they had the whole reveal a couple weeks back, I was like, wow, that is killer. That's a great looking Calabac. And this one in particular, the look, the style of it hails from the Darkseid War. I know Calabac best. Pretty much, I mean, reading comics as a kid, I didn't really know too much about Superman and Darkseid and all that. It wasn't until Superman the Animated Series that I was like, okay, now I know who Calabac is. He is the firstborn son of Darkseid. And then, of course, you can have an Orion. That would be pretty cool. Hopefully, more new gods. Let's just say that. More new gods in general. But the sculpted detail on this guy looks amazing. I'm hoping that he is a heavier figure, more in the bulkitude of Violator from the recent Spawn's Universe toy line, and not a hollow figure. Less like Bane is heavy, but he's a little hollow in some spots. I would just love a good brick of a Calabac figure. He comes with his apocalyptian little mace thing, whatever you want to call it. Jack Kirby is probably spinning in his grave right now. But it's just an amazing looking toy. I absolutely love the way that this came out, and I'm even more excited to see exactly how he scales in the box. He looks huge, but I wouldn't mind a good looking Darkseid now, comic book Darkseid, to go with him along with Orion. Heck, even Desaad. You know what I mean? Like, just keep the apocalyptian comic book characters. Let's not delve into the whole Snyder versions of all that stuff. You know what I'm talking about there. So, for me, Calabac is at numero uno, and then followed by the Riddler, at least for today. And there will be more news coming around the 26th, 27th. More pre-orders coming up, and that comes courtesy of Entertainment Earth. It's no secret, but just as a heads up, yes, there will be more figures coming. What they are remains to be seen. So that will wrap it up for my look at some upcoming DC Multiverse figures by McFarlane Toys. And as always, again, if you need any of the links, they'll be down in the description below when applicable. So, I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, remember, when it comes to New Genesis and Apocalypse, just let's get Mr. Miracle too. Heck, even Highfather. Or the bug guy. You know what I mean? Let's just... Forager. That's his name. Not the bug forager. I mean like Forager. The red and the black costume. That's the one. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.